slice through the enemy with their unforgiving wings. Run! They will raging!
What's up, guys? My name is Alibaba, and today I'm back covering another version of Kagero that I've actually had a lot of fun with. I think out of the two versions right now, it's probably my preferred list, and it's a little bit more consistent, and can also catch your opponent off guard if you're not careful. And that, my friends, is Dauntless Inferno. And here's the list. So let me break it down for you. We run Conroe because we want the PG. The PG is very nice. Sometimes you don't even search the PG, depends on what you need at the time. But it's also a very good tool for making your opponent think they're playing against regular Dauntless DDD Dote. And it can put them off guard, and potentially they'll feel a little bit less in danger about calling something behind Vanguard, which we can then snipe with our boy Corduroy. And Corduroy is, you guys know what he does. You CB1 and you retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and then you look at the top 4 cards of the deck. If they find a grade 2, you choose a random one and you call it to the same rear. So if this is very good for killing starters if you need it. Keep in mind, you will need to have a Steel Dragon Vanguard, which is usually going to be our main priority up until our grade 3 ride, and I'll explain why. So, very good for essentially putting a grade 2 behind their Vanguard if they're not careful, or they misunderstand what they're what deck they're facing. In terms of grade 1 lineup, we run 4 Kersey and 3 of the 10k attacker. Our usual ride is going to be Kersey, just to make them think that it's Dauntless, because once they see the flannel, they'll know immediately that you're playing Steel Dragons. But since Dauntless Dote also runs Kersey, they can still have the impression that they're playing against Dauntless Dote, and it'll also increase the chances of them putting something behind Vanguard for you to snipe later in the game. The tech card that you obviously see in this deck is 2 Demonic Dragon Mages Mahoraga. I did not used to run this card, but then I got absolutely smacked by someone that was running it. It is very good because it can make its own column by itself when you break ride into Inferno. It gains plus 5k every time your opponent's rearguard is retired, and when you just by retiring the 2 intercepts from Blockade Inferno, you get plus 10k, and that's just very good. If you pair it with the Weathercloth break ride, it's even more deadly. This is not dishonest seals; it's an illusion. We only run 3 bellicosities because we don't really need more. Most of our counterblasting, apart from Corduroy and Conroe, comes from late game for either Dragonic Overlord or for Inferno himself. So that's enough, plenty. We run 4 Corduroys to maximize the chances of us being potentially able to snipe pesky rears / starters, and we run 4 10k vanillas and 2 12k attackers just to fill out the Seal Dragon lineup. We want to run as many Seal Dragons as possible to guarantee the grade 1 and grade 2 Steel Dragon ride. If we miss either of them, our Inferno ride is a lot more... it essentially becomes a lot less consistent unless we ride Weathercloth or ride Inferno twice. So grade 3 lineup, pretty straightforward. 4 Overlords for alternate finishers in case we need him. And this deck specifically runs the Dauntless Drive Dragon as the break ride instead of Weathercloth because of the potential of being able to attack twice with 1 unit. You just have to be very careful about what you're going to be, or how many cards you're going to have in your hand for the potential Inferno turn, which is also why I like Demonic Dragon Mage, because it can turn into a column attacker himself without having to have you commit more cards from your hand into the board. Obviously, the boss monster is Blockade Inferno. His effect is if you have 2 or more Seal Dragons in your soul, counterblast 2 to get plus 10,000 power, and you retire all of your opponent's rear guard, grade 2 rear guards. If you retire 3 or more, you draw a card. And obviously he has Cross Ride with Seal Dragon Blockade, but we chose not to run him in place of the Weather Cloth. Inferno, even if you don't get the Break Ride, just riding into Inferno himself is super clutch, because he can basically clear your opponent's intercept and you can just keep pushing him until they die. And Weather Cloth is a one-of because his Break Ride is really good for Inferno, but since this deck focuses on the Dauntless combo, I choose to run him as a one-of just in case you draw into him. But its effect is, when rolled upon your Vanguard, get plus 10,000 power, and you retire 2 of your opponent's rear guards. After you retire them, you look at the top 4 cards and choose 2 random grade 2s and call it to the same circle. If, and obviously their effects don't activate. If one card was called, call it to the same. So this effect is pretty, something you're going to have to keep in mind of. It's not just for him, it's also for Blockade. Actually, no, it's not for Blockade Inferno. Corduroy, isn't it? Actually, Corduroy just retires one. So it's just Weathercloth. So Weathercloth's effect is something that you have to keep in mind of. If you're going to be retiring a grade 2 and like a grade 1 or something, keep in mind which one you're going to retire first. Because if you only find one card, that card is going to go to the rear guard circle that you selected first. So if you want to put it in the back row, make sure that the first card you select is a back row card. Oh yeah, Knight doesn't like. I've gotten a little bit of not hate, but like people don't like that I'm running what they call dishonest seals. But I just think it's the superior version. Obviously, just like solo seals is a little bit more consistent in terms of retiring your opponent's board, but Dauntless Inferno can be a lot more explosive. Ooh, Neon Nectar. Alright, you know what? This is an amazing hand. I actually kind of want to return that. And do I return Velocity? I think I'll return you. Yeah, I'll keep Velocity for now. Yes! Dauntless Inferno makes me happy. Leave me alone, you guys. Alright, we're facing off against Neon Nectar. It's not something you see every day, but do not take it lightly. Neon Nectar is can be a very explosive deck if the correct situations line up for it. And he already has the 8k. He's going to start copying that 8k, which is going to be scary for later turns. Oh god, we need a grade 3. And that's our problem right now, is that we have no grade 3s for a name. Alright, there's a Dauntless, Dross, or Mage. Oh, it's gonna be... Our hand is so good, all it's missing is the grade 3s. We have plenty of rides, so we don't have to worry about potentially missing it. We have 3 10Ks, a 10K attacker, Velocity, and even a mage. Okay, so he misses his grade 2 ride, which is super good for us. Ooh. Okay, I see you. Ah, I could have gotten the stand play if he had... See if I get a trigger. Okay, no, he couldn't have. Alright, that's 2 Dauntless out of the way. It's both of our SPs, which is kind of sad. But... Alright, we're still not overdrawing. Alright, now we're overdrawing. I was not expecting... Knight... No, PG! Ah! Careful what you say, Knight, because this is technically going on YouTube right now. I'm currently recording my Seal Dragon profile. I actually might bring that 10k back and just swing with Velocity. I'm actually gonna call this here. Yes, I know that. Actually, no, this is fine. I forgot I have to swing at an insect. Well, I did not need to counter charge. Yes, obviously. I assumed you meant like that. I wouldn't be surprised. You guys are pretty fun. And kind of crazy sometimes. Obviously, this is all hypothetical / video game. Don't do it in real life. Anyways, moving on. Let's see what our opponent rides. He rides Dauntless Dragon. He does indeed. He can Counterblast. Yeah. The Counterblast 2 to call a rear guard with the same name is not limited to Limit Break. So you can get all the AK vanillas he wants. I might have to go into Inferno without the break ride, which is honestly fine. Especially considering our opponent is lacking on resources right now heavily. And he's sitting on a 10k base. If I can draw a Cursey, I'll feel more comfortable about a booster behind Vanguard. I don't believe this is 9 stand. We've only seen stands, but that's because most of the cards we've seen are the grade 3 Sephiroths and the 1 Lol. This might be 5 stand 4 draw. Alright, going to Blockade Inferno. Blockade Inferno! I'm gonna take out your 10k base. And then swing a Vanguard. Give me a trigger, please. Nope, okay, that's fine too. And now just push him to 4 to potentially kill him next turn. We can do this. We're in a very good spot. We have 2 BGs. We have an Overlord in our hand. He needs to check some stand triggers to do serious damage to me. Even if he doesn't give us Limit Break, we can still do damage here. Okay, that's a skill trigger. Yep, he gets powered up. And he's actually gonna call... Actually, if you call 2 grade 2s, that's perfectly fine for me. He's gonna swing Sephiroth on rear. I actually want him to do this. If I draw a Corduroy, then it's just even... That's just GG at that point. Because I can take out his AK. I think he was hoping for a trigger, but... Oh my god, I drew Corduroy. That's GG. Oh, I only called 1. Wait. That's 1. Oh my god, he could only call 1. That's insane. I'm gonna obviously take out your AK Vanilla. Alright, found the grade 2. I actually should have called this unit first. I made a misplay there. Now I use Blockade Inferno to snipe his grade 2s. I countercharge with Velocity. Alright, just go for game actually. Don't tell them that. They can do whatever they want. Oh, that's game. And that's game. Was not able to show the Dauntless Inferno combo, but was able to show how effective Seal Dragons can be. Let's go for game 2. Hopefully we can actually get a little bit better luck in terms of our right chain. So I kind of want to show off Dauntless Inferno. Alright, that Tachi player was a VP farmer, so I cut that out. But hey, we got a rank up at least. Now let's see if we can get our second game in. I did not pay for those bellicosities. All I did was open packs that I probably should have saved for future sets. But I'm fine. Actually, I did. I spent some money, okay? It's not a lot. Can't hate me for it. Oh, do I keep all these great twos? I think I'll return one. Against Ezel. Oh boy, haven't fought them in a while. Ride Kersey. Kagero. That's fine. Am I gonna have to go into Inferno again without the break ride? I mean, this is supposed to show off Seal Dragons. Okay, there's Weatherclaw. I mean, another PG. So I am not dying, apparently. And I drew your card. Do I push? I could push. Nah, if that was a 7k base, I would push. I'll push next turn. If he lets me. I don't think he will. He probably superior ride into Ezel. But I probably should have pushed while I could. At least I hit a PG though. That's good. I might have to go into Inferno again without the break ride. It's gonna be unfortunate. But I get to show off Seal Dragons more. Oh, he's not gonna superior ride. See how defensive he wants to get. No, he's going kind of on the offensive. I'm gonna, yeah, he's gonna attack with that first. Alright, that's fine. What? What did I do? Hey, a heal. If you're talking about the payments that I did, it wasn't full price. It was the holiday deals or the Black Friday deals that they showed. Ah, you called the heal, Ripperoni. Now we're going to Inferno again. Sorry about that. If I want to commit my great twos. Nah. I will just... I'm actually gonna add this. Yeah. For the future. You know what I'm saying? Try to check a trigger here. Probably should have called that grade 1, by the way. Maybe a little bit of port control. We're not in any rush. Alright, I'm assuming Ezel's coming. Ooh, Bowman. Okay, so he's going to superior right into Ezel. Oh, that was a crit I just saw. Young Ezel. Ezel. That is not how I thought he said that. Good to know though. Far more crits. Alright, so this is a crit draw. Probably the more common variant of Ezel, to be honest. Aha! I can still heal. But he checks the draw trigger. There's no way you run Rainbow Trigger. Don't try to scare me with that nonsense. Actually, I'll just do this. This is essentially a Seal Dragon game, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Oh god, I actually want them draw triggers, not draws or heals. But if you insist, I guess I will push. He's out one heal. Hopefully he has one or two more in his hand. Now we watch him limit. Oh, he's going to that now. He's scared from the looks of it. Alright, so... Oh yeah, I forgot that limit break 5 and limit break 4 on cross ride. Why? If you hear any noises in the background, it's because obviously, as you saw, the mother of the house is here. Oh, he's giving me limit break. You sure about that, buddy? That is, I just got some jaw triggers. And I drew a corduroy. Oh! This deck loves me. It actually loves me. Oh, I love you too, deck. Hey, gents. I thought for a second I was going to draw another corduroy. Alright, this time, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'll call that first. Call corduroy. Retire your booster. Found the grade 2. Perfect. Call you there. Call Inferno. And then Blockade Inferno will then just nuke your board. 21k booster, baby.
ダメージチェック。
バンガードにアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。
完全ガード。
バンガードにアタック。
And that's game, unless he heals. But even if he heals, I don't think he can kill me. Does not heal. That's game.
浴衣ファイトってテンション
I love this deck so much. Yeah, let's go over the deck one last time for calling it. As Gremlin likes to call it, Dishonest Seals. I just call it Dauntless Inferno. So here's the deck. As you saw, Grade 1 booster is very good for guaranteeing multiple hits over defensives because it becomes a very big booster, as you saw in that last game. Corduroy paired with Inferno is just insane. We weren't able to get the Dauntless combo off, unfortunately, but you can visualize how that goes. Just picture Dope, but instead you don't have to worry about intercepts. And you can potentially draw an extra card if you retire 3 or more. We weren't able to get Weathercloth either, but Weathercloth essentially just makes that 1k, this 6k turn into an even bigger intercept, or an even bigger booster. The rest of the deck's pretty straightforward. Countercharge when you need to, and then just go ham on your opponent. But yeah, that's it for Dauntless Inferno. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider giving a like and subscribing, and also checking out my Twitch. And if you want to support, you could even consider subscribing there as well. But for now, that is all. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time. Jane!